Joshua, what is it like to have the cheat codes to life? to just always succeed on ridiculous shit that you do. Like, you succeeded so hard that you even overcame Greg's terrible luck. My leg just fell off with a failure of 99.
Welcome to DungeonBrew.
Welcome to DungeonBrew. We are happy to have you here for our continued adventure here for the Dance of Madness using the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition rules. And we are with our investigators who finally got off a train. We have been a couple days with them and they've had some adventures on the train and they have finally arrived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They decided to trail the police officers from Boston, and so they've been following them and kind of watching what they were doing. They got a car. They followed them out of town. They also found out that they did send a telegraph, and they were able to get that message. Some quick thinking by Simon, and they found out that they're hoping to have reinforcements sent from Boston after they return from Chaplin, which our investigators know that most of the officers either are dead that went to Chaplin or are running around because they did not have a ride. And I believe it was Jack who just told them to run in a direction. And so they're exploring apparently around Massachusetts, but it does not look like there will be any reinforcements coming. You all followed them. However, they ran into some misfortune and their tire blew out and they were beside the road. There was discussion of whether you guys would stop and help them or even drive by and clip them. But you ultimately decided to keep going and you arrived to the town of Knott's Haven. Upon getting there, you recognized that there wasn't much going on. You couldn't see anyone. You decided to check out a house, and the house actually looked like it was boarded up from the inside. You managed to break into one of the houses, and when you were looking around, it looked like no one had left, but there was a hole in the floor that just led to the ground below. You couldn't find anything that was giving you any clues of what happened. All you know is the town appears deserted. You then proceeded towards the resort. You were able to find something that lets you know the kind of the direction, and you traveled towards the resort. And there are two locations there at the resort. There's the Talking Trees and the Whispering Woods. You will be driving up on the road, and as you see, the swamp starts to open up. It starts to get really wet, and you see this massive dock area, but there's also a lot of just gas and stuff and fog kind of around that makes it kind of hard to see some things. And you do notice that there are the docks up ahead, and there's just a long dock that runs and then a massive area built out into kind of the swamp area. There's some boats and stuff connected. And you're going to see a whole bunch of just tents and some supplies that are lined up. It's a pretty big, almost like a tent town built on a bunch of docks. So they're going to be approaching. You're not going to see any activities. It's really quiet. Not much seems to be going on. And so I'm going to let you all, as you're approaching this dock, kind of decide what you're going to do.
Before we go wandering into these tents, a bit of a reminder, gentlemen, what is it exactly you're looking for?
Well, hoping to find out something about a few folks that are from Boston, and then see if we can find out more about this resort before we just walk up there like idiots. Nothing happened on that train's bugging you guys? Well, Simon, I don't know about bugging you, but about anybody else?
Well, I'm not used to seeing demons, dog faces and all that. But I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in particular that's any stranger than what we saw back east.
Yeah. The town's empty. Thus far, we haven't seen a hide nor hair of anybody, and that's just weird. So I'm hoping this place might have something.
Well, I've never seen myself necessarily as a do-gooder, but I am a bit perturbed about the people that are being taken, knowing that my name is on a list somewhere of those that need to be taken. I suspect that whatever darkness we're dealing with needs to be put to an end so that people like myself can live safely and freely in this fine country. So if we
Good
think
enough for
that
me, Simon.
if we think there's some answer to that in the tents, by all means, do your detective work.
Jack will nod. Just start. Walk up the dock. So, do we see? I mean, we see some of the fire. I mean, are these like bonfires? What's going on here?
You'll see as you're approaching, they are like fire pits.
They're fire pits.
Yeah, where it looks like they were able to burn stuff. You'll see some crates of supplies, even like some food, fish.
Man, bonfires on a wooden dock is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen.
I'll come to Boston for a few days. So Jack's gonna walk up to the first bonfire. Is anybody there?
So as you're kind of walking up, you're going to, again, you're not going to see anyone. It seems pretty dead and desolate.
I guess I'll take a look in this tent I'm standing. That's off to my right.
Okay.
Or left, depending on how you're looking at it. I'll just peek my head in the tent.
Okay. As you open it, you're going to see that things look pretty empty. Like it looks like this tent hasn't been used for a while, and it's just there's not really anything in there other than like a cot and what looks like a few supplies.
What kind of supplies?
Oh, it would be things like maybe just a few things to get by with, or minor things. I don't know. Just something if somebody just came in, just a little help out. But other than that, it's just mainly a bed.
Okay. Tent's empty. Declan, you mind poking your head about that one?
Right.
And I'll point off to the other direction, right? He's standing on my my left there.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of move, and I'm like flicking open the tent flaps to glance inside. And if I don't see movement or anything, I'll probably just go down the line and do all three of those that are in that row, just to see if there's anything lurking about.
So in that first one you come to, you will see that it looks a little kind of disheveled, and it looks like someone has maybe been in there fairly recently, but things are just kind of thrown around, almost like a struggle or something has happened.
As they're looking at that, Todd, I'm just going to walk up to one of these crates of fish and kind of cover my nose a bit and kind of peer into it. Does this look to be freshly caught? Does it look as though it's been there for a while? Do we have flies on it? Is it rotting? What am I seeing?
What you're going to see, there will be a lot of flies, and it will not be freshly caught. It'll be starting to turn or smell. And now, given the temperature, it's a little bit cooler, so it's not like you're getting in like super high heat, but it is kind of going, or definitely has gone bad.
I kind of lift an eyebrow back towards Theodore. Well, I imagine nothing here is going to make a very fine hors d'oeuvre. I don't even see a single salmon that could be candied amongst this lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise eating that, sir.
Are salmon common in Louisiana?
I'm not really rightly knowledgeable about what's common down here, but nothing in here looks like a salmon. I suspect this has been plucked directly from the swamp. Smells like it.
So at that comment, Jack's just gonna yell out, "Hey, anybody here?"
And go ahead and make me like a listen roll. Everyone can make a listen roll.
Success with a 60.
Success with a 21.
Failure with a 35.
And all of a sudden, the rolls are going the other way.
So, Simon and Theo, you both will hear in the distance. It sounds like there is some movement. Maybe even you might even hear some like hushed voices you're trying to make out there, but it's farther down on the dock. And it sounds like, again, like there might be some movement, people moving around or something. And it sounds like, I would say that you guys would tell that it sounds like someone is trying to be quiet. Not necessarily, I mean, it doesn't sound necessarily hostile. It sounds more like someone that wants to remain not seen, or they were startled by your voice.
I'll motion in that direction. It sounds like a non-hostile sound in that direction. No, just kidding.
So it's in which direction? I guess I don't know this, so never mind.
It would be coming from the kind of south of you all.
Yeah, I'll motion. I'll motion that direction and let you guys know that there's a noise coming from that direction.
I'll start walking down that way. Kind of look at slowly, looking around. I'll have my hand on my gun, but I will not pull it.
Okay.
I'm going to move off to one of those, the side there, and start moving south, kind of parallel to him on a different
All right.
street. I don't know what to call these. Pathway?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get to that first row, past that first line of tents we were on, and look to my left and my right.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
You
And
see me
I would say
smiling
that
at you.
one of the things you would notice is that as you kind of walked by, and I probably should have mentioned this, when you walk by these little fire pits, they will seem like still a little warm. Not that they've been out for a while. I mean, they've been out, but they're still a little bit warm. And so you will notice that even these ones you're getting closer, you will notice some signs that maybe the fire has only been out for a little bit.
Yeah, cold, warm, still warm embers kind of a deal.
Yeah. But you don't notice any movement or anything going on in this row.
Okay. I'm going to go down. I'm going to head south one more row, and I'm going to yell out the name Sarah.
You're going to yell, or you're going to like sing it? Sarah! Oh, sorry. That
Since
song
we're
really
yelling
came
out
out yet.
names, I'll yell out a few of my own.
All right.
Declan, what?
And again, I'll say, since you guys have moved farther down, you will then hear some shuffling probably in the next, or you'll hear it from what seems like the next row. And you'll also maybe overhear a little bit of almost someone like, hush, they'll go away.
I hear them say that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna head one more row south, and I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna go away.
And so then you will see a tent kind of open, and a man will step out. He looks, pretty down on his luck. He's, probably doesn't have much money. His clothes are ragged, and it doesn't look like he's probably cleaned himself in several days. And he'll put his hand up and like make a gesture, like, and he'll say, "Lower your voice, lower your voice. You'll attract them. Whoever you are, you need to get out of here or get away from here. They'll get you."
So I guess I'll see him come out, and I'll take my hand off my gun, and I'm gonna stick up my hand to shake his hand. I'm gonna go, "How you doing, sir? Brick Starlight's the name. Just in town looking around. Notice there's nobody here."
Shut up. You need to shut up. If you bring them here, they'll take more of us. If we're quiet, we can stay where they can't find us. Now shut up. Either leave or hide, but you need to stop making so much noise.
So I'm gonna look back at Declan and go, "Shh." And I'm gonna go, okay. Well, let's go in here and chat. And I'm gonna walk in his tent.
So, while this conversation is going on, Declan is slowly walking down that row toward them, but again, just flicking aside tent flaps to see if there's anybody in any of the tents as I'm moving that direction.
As you're kind of flipping through the tent flaps, you will find in each of these, there's like it'll be like 2 or 3 in each of the tents
People?
of people kind of just huddled in there, and they'll look really scared when you look in and like to leave them alone.
Okay. I'm just... Yeah, I'm not saying anything to any of them, just looking as I'm moving down. But when I see Jack slip into that tent, I will be kind of close behind, I would imagine.
And yeah, and the guy will follow behind you, kind of grabbing you like, hey, you're not going to endanger my family. And you will see there will be a woman, and you'll have 2 older sons, and they're kind of huddled in this tent.
How old are the boys?
They look to be older, like teenagers.
Okay.
I won't follow Jack or anybody else in the tent. I will stand outside of it and just keep an eye out and listen.
Okay.
Look, friend, I respect your need for privacy. Want privacy. I don't know who's looking for you, who's going to take you, whatever. I'm just here looking for somebody.
How did you get here?
Well, a train and then a car.
How big a car do you have?
It's enough to hold about 4 or 5 people. It's just a sedan.
Yeah. And he kind of looks over to his wife, and maybe we can talk to the others and they can get the women and children out. Then he'll look to you. Can we send the women and children in your car?
I had no intention of leaving, friend.
You're not leaving. The women and children are leaving.
How about you tell me what's going on first?
Look, about 3 days ago, well, actually, it's been happening. They didn't think we knew, but probably over the last month and a half or so, there have been disappearances. First, it's not uncommon for the people that come to the talking trees to just go off. Most people just wander in, they stay a few days or weeks or so, and they move on. You look for the jobs. We had a place to come here. Sometimes we could get some jobs at the resort, and we just moved along. And so it's just been a place that people would come and people disappeared. No big deal. But then the numbers started going up, and the resort staff started even acting a little strange. And then about 3 days ago, these noises of these... I don't even know what to call them. They were creatures that they didn't look right.
Look kind of like maybe half dog, big old goat feet.
No, what the hell are you talking about?
Okay, this was a bad guess. I'm sorry.
They were these creatures that looked like animals that you would normally see, but they were like covered in like this green stuff that I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. And they didn't act like normal animals, and they began attacking people. And people would just be pulled off and taken away. And some people tried to get to cars, but people weren't. The cars weren't working, or other people got to them first, and we're all that's left, and we just haven't been able to travel. We don't know where to go. We've been hiding, and so far we've been okay.
How far is the resort from here? About a mile or 2, right?
I mean, it's I would say about a mile. Yeah, that's fair.
Look, I'm looking for a blonde girl, about your boy's age, from Boston. Seen anything?
We only see people that kind of come and go around here, but I haven't seen any girl or anything.
You guys notice anything loads of people heading up to the resort, not coming back at any point in time when you were in the town?
No. We don't really talk to the townspeople.
There is no townspeople.
What do you mean there's no townspeople?
We came through that town. There's no townspeople. There's not a soul in sight.
Maybe the creatures went after them too.
How many of you are here in these tents?
There's the four of us here, and there's the Williams family there, and the Millers, and then the James, and so that's there's like 8 more, so there's about 12 of us.
You ever seen a book by chance, have you? Weird looking book. Might have a snake or a bird on it.
I have
Fuck
no
you,
idea.
right?
I have no
Yeah,
idea. You're
I
interested
figured
in
as much.
books. Like,
You don't read a lot, do you?
we're just trying to survive from day to day. We burn the
Yeah.
book often for warmth.
That's about right.
Look, Can we get your car? I want to get. We'll load it with as many women and children in there as possible,
So,
and so they can try to get out of here.
I mean, you said the cars weren't working when you tried to leave last time.
There were some cars that were broken down, and we tried, and then things started happening. People got attacked, and we've been hiding out here in the dock, trying to make as little noise as possible.
Any weird shadows?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The shadow. You know what a shadow is.
Well, yeah. What's
Any weird shadows? Like a shadow that's weird. No. Okay. The look on your face.
yeah? The
tells me
blank
everything
looks
I
to
need
be
to know.
like,
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Tell you what. Why don't y'all just hang tight? I don't have the keys to the car. It's not my car. I can't tell you what you can and can't do. Just be quiet so they don't come get you. I'll be back, and I'm gonna leave the tent.
all right.
So I'm gonna come out of the tent and look to my left or right. Do I see? I assume I see Declan.
Yeah.
Has Simon or Theo done anything? They still down there smelling the fish.
At this point, I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm like, Theodore, where did those two run off to? Do we need to look for them? Or are we good just standing here? Maybe we should call out.
Oh, it seemed like Jack found someone and was talking to him, but he went down one of the aisles, and I haven't seen him since. And Declan's just standing right outside that tent, right? He's not walking around or anything.
I guess. Well, I don't know what Declan, if he's moving or not.
No, I'm just standing there listening. I was mostly just kind of keeping an eye out, just in case like anybody else decided to pop out of their tents or anything. But I wasn't intending to move or go anywhere while he was having his conversation.
So I have no idea where Declan is.
All right, so you can't see either one of them?
At the moment, I don't believe I would, no.
And I'll have both of you make me a listen roll. All right. So we'll start with you, Theo. You rolled a 52.
Yeah.
And Theo, you're going to hear from time to time just a little bit of like movement from the water. Nothing that sounds out of the ordinary that you would think from maybe the swamp, but you will start to hear a little bit of movement or something, maybe splashing around or something, but it doesn't really necessarily sound out of the ordinary. Simon, with your 10, you had a hard success, and so you're going to hear the same movement, but you've also noticed that this is the first real movement you've heard around here. Like, everything else has just been dead silent. You're not even hearing birds or things like that might be making noise. And this is kind of the first real movement you're kind of hearing. But it just kind of, something sounds like maybe it moves in the water, then stops, and then a little bit later something moves in the water and stops. And You're not really sure what to make of it, but you are hearing a little bit more or increased movement.
Okay. I'll probably not get too close, but peer over into the swamp area. Are you hearing that, Theodore? I'm not sure if there's something in the water or not. Can't say I feel too safe standing this close to water. I don't swim any better than I can jump.
I am hearing movement out there, but I didn't think anything of it. If you
So they
feel
have,
like
like,
it, we could move towards the other two. Move deeper into the
That-
tents.
It might be safest. I hear they have alligators or something down here.
I wouldn't want to cross one of them.
So yeah, I think we'll move away from the water and head down.
As we're moving down this way, can I try and call up my clone?
Your shadow clone? Sure.
Yeah.
So I imagine we'll be walking down then about the time that Jack's coming out and Declan's following around the corner.
That is a hard success. With a 10.
All right. So you will have your shadow.
And
What
I'm
is-
going to have it search the waters around the dock.
Okay. So it's just gonna. Are you having it like walk around the dock area, or are you having it go off the dock into the land area and look off into water?
It'll run a perimeter around the water.
Theodore said you might have been talking to someone down here, Dick.
Yeah.
Did you discover people?
Well, I did. I don't like to talk about much at all. Apparently, people here being taken too. So, it's about kind of what we guessed. Sounds like folk from the resort are what's causing all this. They want to take the car. Or let the women and children take the car. There's about 12 people hiding out in these tents. They claim they can't leave. More importantly, it is whoever's up at that resort. They're taking folk town. They took all the townsfolk and they're apparently cherry picking down here too.
Are you gonna look through the rest of the tents, make sure the girl you're looking for in here?
Yeah, I intend to. Yeah. You didn't by chance find a blonde down that road, did you?
Did I?
No.
I didn't see one, but I wouldn't look
Nah.
in too close either.
Sure.
They got feet, right? If they don't need our car, they could just...
That's what I was trying to figure out, is why they just didn't bugger off, I don't know, weeks ago when people started disappearing.
I kind of insinuated the same thing, but
People
know.
in the South are strange. Pentecostals and such.
I mean, cars aren't even that common anymore. Or right now. They were just invented, 10, 15 years ago? How many people got cars driving around?
I mean, you can't exactly take a horse through a swamp, so
You can take your
I don't
feet
know.
through one, though.
They got-
There's
maybe.
roads. We drove on it. They could walk on it.
Well, they're right there in the tent. If you want to tell them, I'm gonna.
I feel like we're having this conversation outside.
It's
the
like
tent.
right outside their tent.
They can hear us.
I'm gonna go ahead and start checking the rest of the tents.
The problem with technology. They start getting something and then they don't know how to do what they used to do.
Yep.
It's just going to get worse with all these newfangled things. People are going to forget how to talk to one another, forget how to read.
And he'll pop out at this point and be like,
Won't even walk. Just want to drive everywhere.
"Look, we got here, and there were
Did
people
you
that
get here
tried to
by
leave.
car?
We bummed rides off people, and look, people tried to leave. We heard them, and then we heard them screaming and getting attacked. So we didn't choose to run. We chose to hide, and so far we've been safe for 3 days.
How's that been working out for you? I mean, prior to the last 3 days, just huddling in a corner with your family. How many people used to fill these tents?
Well, about 3 days ago, there was probably around 20 to 30 of us at any time, sometimes a little bit more, but usually around that.
And leaving 3 days ago or 3 weeks ago, I would imagine you'd be far away enough by now that you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Basically, we didn't know that there was creatures attacking people.
You said people started disappearing a month ago, which I know you said that a couple of them are,
It wasn't uncommon though. Like we would
through here.
We would be like, oh, they're gone, and it seemed a little unusual, but then it also didn't. But then we heard rumors that people were even missing from the resort, but we didn't know. It wasn't until things started attacking that it's like, oh, maybe that's why, and damn, we should have left earlier.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, but what are you going to do about it now?
Exactly.
I'm checking
He
that.
wants to take our car.
You're going to see that these tents look empty.
Is there any
Some
more
of them,
people?
no. You're going to see that either the place looks like ransacked. Some places you may find some holes. There will be some. There'll be a few tents you come across that you will find like this weird, like green substance in it, like a slime.
No
but
books.
No books. Well, I mean, there's probably books in some of them.
No interesting books.
No interesting books. Go ahead.
I did roll for a sight, and I got a 6 on it.
You're going to not necessarily see anything. Like, it's almost like you can't make out what you're seeing. On one hand, there is some. You get this sense in what you're looking at. Something isn't right.
With
with just in around the area, wherever you look, that there seems to be something off, but you can't see that it's magical in nature, or like magical in that sense. That this seems to be something else. Like you sense it. The sight is giving you a connection to something, but it doesn't seem to be magical in and of itself. But something does feel like dreadfully wrong. And with that, we're going to. Some of you will all start to kind of maybe hear some noises. Theo, your shadow will kind of notice movement and things moving along various places on the dock. And crawling up on the sides. Let me get this all to work.
We got company.
You're going to see all these creatures kind of come out of. Some of them are going to crawl up the dock, and you're going to see creatures that are they're greenish. As they're coming out, they almost have like this greenish slime even to them, and there's quite a few of them just coming up on the dock and starting to move inwards. And we will actually get into initiative and begin. And one of the first thing is the guy will holler to the others to get out of their tent. They're coming, and so they'll kind of gather up and be with this guy. We're going to name him Jeff. And he'll gather, and there's a group of about 12 of them around Jeff, and trying to look at where to go. So, I think, what's everyone doing? You're kind of noticing, you're hearing things. Are people pulling their guns intending to shoot, or...
How did I get moved?
I don't know. It was not me.
It was
him.
Were you dancing around?
No, I was standing because I was arguing with this guy by his tent.
Mm-hmm.
It was
We were
everybody
arguing
else.
from
They pushed
3
you out of
tents
the way.
away.
I'm a little bit confused as to where this guy thinks he's going. Because my instinct was to tell him to get back into his tent.
Yeah, stay out of the way.
Yeah. As I'm drawing my pistol.
Yeah, I'll be drawing my
Make
gun.
me a persuasion.
Oh, that's not what I'm good at. I'm god awful at that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not great.
Absolute failure. 80 against a 10.
All right. So yeah, he's gonna look at you and like, we're getting out of here. The things are coming. We've got to find a new place to hide, or see if we can get some way to get out of here. Make me a spot hidden.
Okay. That's a success.
All right. You're going to notice that when he says like we're going to find a way, you notice that he kind of like almost looks you over like he's assessing you. And you're also going to kind of see this panic in his eye, like he's contemplating like maybe he could try to take you.
Declan is going to kind of recognize that, and he'll just kind of turn abruptly towards him. And I was drawing my pistol to deal with these creatures that were coming out. But when I draw it, I'm not going to point it directly at him, but I'm going to have it like kind of like in between us. You need to worry about your family right now. And if you get out here and start trying to run around on these docks, you're going to end up with all of them killed. Get back in your tent.
Roll me an intimidation.
Shit! 94. I told you, all the rolls are going the opposite direction. Absolute failure.
Now, I'll make a quick correction, because I kind of said that they all got up and gathered with him. I'm going to say they're still in their tent. He's hollered for them, and he's like, look, it's not safe here, and I don't think you guys can keep us safe. So we're going to do what we have to, and hopefully we can all come to an arrangement that gets people where they need to go safely. I will get people together, and we're going to try to move out of here. And he will go into his tent to try to do that. So he'll do that. But other than that, everyone will start into our initiative. And I think would be Jack up first.
I do not have my gun drawn.
You do not have your gun drawn. Okay.
No.
Are you pulling any weapon, or what are you doing right now?
I mean, is it my turn? Because I wasn't drawing a gun, so that doesn't increase my dex.
Yeah, I won't be drawing mine either.
Okay, so you're not drawing yours. Theo, you would have, like, your shadow would see these creatures approaching.
Theo would be drawing his weapon.
Okay.
And the shadow can directly see the ones.
So the shadow would see the ones to the very south in the corner, the one that crawled up in the corner down here, and then would see the three up here that are coming from a different direction on the dock.
Okay, so I'm going to tell Simon about the three to the north of us, over there to the left. I think I'm just going to take a position to hold a shot if one of them comes down one of these lanes that I can see.
So you're just kind of watching. If you see one, you're going to shoot.
Yeah.
All right. We can do that. And then I'll come up to Declan.
I can see the three straight down the row, right?
Yep.
So, is there, like, they're within range for my pistol, right? That's not too far away.
It's like, what, 60, 70 feet?
Yeah, I think that
Looks
might
like
be outside of the range of the pistol. So, I would say you'd have to probably move up to about here.
There?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'll move closer with my pistol, and I will fire 3 shots straight down at the one that's closest to me.
Okay.
That's 3 hits.
3 hits, nice. With a 40,
Nicely
a
done.
66, and a 50.
For 3, 1, and 5 damage.
Okay. So they hit this creature, and you're gonna it'll kind of like, kind of jerks to where you hit it. When you do, you kind of see a splatter of this kind of just green substance, and you hit enough, and it goes down, and it is just laying there.
Do I have any remaining movement? Can I take continued movement if I have it after I've fired?
Yeah, I'd say you have a little bit more movement.
So I'm just going to try and fall back a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And that will bring up then to, I believe, Jack.
What do these things look like? I mean, I know what they look like, but with the sight on, do they look any different other than like a cat and a gerbil or whatever those were?
So, yeah, they. So when you're looking at them, and I mean, technically, you're not. I think in way that you can see any of them where you're at.
No, I'm not. So,
So I guess you would have
I
to
would
try
have
to
moved
move
it to
through.
go about here, right? I could see him from there.
Yeah, I would say that, and I would say you would also hear the shots from Declan shooting
yeah, I
in
would
that
assume
direction. So as you come, like when you look at them again, you're going to get this sense that it's this weird sensation. You get this just dreadful feeling that there's something wrong with this, but you're not seeing, in a sense, magic. It's you don't know how to explain it. It's nothing like anything you've seen before or experienced. But what you're seeing is like you can tell there's something going on with these creatures that something is like taking them over, or it would almost be like a possession, but it's not like a possession. It is something else, but it doesn't register to you as magic. And the only reason why you're getting this, like, just this sense is that you rolled so well in your vision that it's giving you this extra, like, connection. You're connecting to something that tells you this isn't right, but you can't identify that it's magic or what's going on.
Here's kind of Jack's thinking. We found in the journals, and Theo would be able to correct me on this. I don't remember if it was the sleepers, or not the sleepers. I don't remember if it was the guardians or the dreamwalkers that had controlled nature or nature-esque based influence.
So that was the Dreamers, I think. And the
That's what I
Guardians
thought.
are like important people within the Dreamers. And one of them is here
from some of the books
supposedly doing experiments.
Yeah.
Right.
There would, yeah, you would have this kind of experiments, but the other part of it is that the Guardians seem to be like they're connected to the Dreamwalkers, but they're not necessarily a part of them. Because if you remember that the guy from Chaplin, he was saying, you know, he left the Dreamwalkers to become a Guardian.
Right.
Hank. There's
It was Hank.
his name. So, all right. So, are you doing anything else as you've moved up here?
I mean, I could pull my gun. I'm not sure it's going to do anything.
All right. And so we'll just have you pull your gun, but that'll be your action.
Yep.
Okay. So there's that, and then we come to Simon.
Okay, so Theodore had pointed out that there was ones coming up behind us.
The ones on the top left.
Yeah, on the top left. But then I heard the gunshots from Declan. So I think I would first just move down about 10 feet, look down there and see what's coming. What is that? Some sort of beaver, swamp porcupine? I don't. Is that what they were running from? You guys should have dusted out here a long time ago. I'm gonna take just a step back towards the fire, which you said is kind of kindling, but not necessarily fully out because there's embers.
Right.
I think I want to take an edge of the log that's not hot and try to like poke the fire to see if I can get it burning a little bit to give me some flames and light and heat.
Okay.
Wasn't there something, Theodore, about fire scaring these things off or weakening them? As I'm doing that, and that's what I'll spend my turn doing, is seeing if I can draw that up a little bit and plan on pulling my gun out at my next round.
Okay, so let's look here, and we're trying to see if you have a actual physical skill here that would let you. I'm gonna have you roll a luck on the fire.
That is a. Oh, I failed by 1. Can I push it?
No, but
no, I can't.
So what will happen is that you will kind of kindle a little bit of flame And so you will see that, but you will also knock one of the embers off onto like the nearby tent, and it's gonna start to kind of smoke and look
With
like
the
it's
people in it.
no, this one doesn't.
No.
I mean, it's not far from the ones with people in it, but now this tent is starting to.
I mean, they got bonfires on a wooden dock next to a bunch of fabric tents. I
Look,
don't know
it's
how
the
this
sign.
guy-
They
That's what I
should have
got
known
here.
it was going to happen.
That's what I said when we
Look.
got here.
It's designed to work. All right.
Is it?
Yeah.
It just works.
So yeah, you'll start to see a little bit of ember. I'm not gonna say like it just poofs up in flames, but you see the ember pop out, and it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, I'll give up on that pretty quick and pull up my gun and be like, yeah, I can't build this fire up.
I mean, you had a flame.
Yeah.
Just you knocked so. Okay, so all right, that's what you and now it'll be the creature's turn,
And he's
and
got a bigger flame at the tent.
there you go. These creatures have moved, and they are moving kind of towards you all. So we would have, I think, Jack, you're up first.
So actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to come back up about 10 feet.
Mhm.
And to my left are all those supplies and that fish.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a handful of fish and like chuck it at these things.
Ugh.
So you're reaching in, grabbing these
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
All right.
They've got to be like so slimy.
That's all right.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
that's
still
all right.
better than me shooting a gun.
You're gonna chuck the fish at the creatures like when they come around the corner, or you're chucking them now.
No, I'm chucking them now, like at the end
Okay.
of the row.
All right.
He's luring them with
Rotten fish.
rotten fish.
All right.
Got,
Better
Uh,
than
Well,
fish
they
than
look
me.
like rotten animals, so
you got that throw skill. Seeing if you can land it where you're throwing it.
Yeah.
that's-
Let's.
I'm looking for it.
It's underneath fighting.
There it is. It's a 20. It's respectable. With a
Oh.
90.
So yeah, you
Can I
throw.
push that? Nope, I sure can't.
Give me a. Roll me a d10.
I rolled a 1, so that's good.
So you get ready to chuck the fish. They kind of slip out of your hands, and they don't go anywhere. You fumble them, and they fall on you, and they fall at your feet, and just you have fish slime and rotten fish all over you, and make me a luck roll.
Good thing you're on the
Easy.
other side of that road, Tints. None of us can see you fumbling with fish.
79.
79. All right.
Yes, it was a failure on a 79.
Yeah, so actually, Luck was going to, because we were going to see what their interest in the fish were. They actually rolled a very low interest, but if you had rolled good luck, that would have switched and they became very interested.
Sure.
However, it worked out for you because now you're covered in the fish and they're still not really interested in the fish. So,
yeah, but I'm
um,
still standing there, so
yeah.
that doesn't matter at all.
are
Right,
you going to
you
move
put off
after
by
you tried to
fish.
throw them, or
Probably got about half my movement, so I'm going to continue to back up.
okay? I know if you're going to
Right
try to go
there.
like predator thing and smear the fish all over you, hoping they can't see you, but
Nope, I'm not.
No.
I'm not doing that. Nope,
all right. So,
not going that way.
You backed up, all right, and that will then bring up, I believe, Simon.
Yep, I'm gonna come stepping up over here behind Declan. I'll raise my gun and I will fire 2 shots. No, I'll fire 3 shots. 2 at the first one that's coming towards him, and 1 at the one that's behind him.
Okay.
Ah, right in my damn ear.
tinnitus.
That was my good ear.
You can't hear anyway, old man. That is 3
What?
successes. 3 successes. The first 2 shots are minimum damage.
Wow, all
Oh,
3.
They're all
Great.
all 3 shots are
Jesus.
one damage.
And so, yeah, you're going to clip the first one twice. The third one gets clipped. And they don't You don't necessarily see like a vision of pain in their faces. They are just focused, and they are
From the beaver and the porcupine. They're just,
yeah.
Right.
And I would say they are a variety of small critters, so they can be all sorts of things. So yeah,
Rabbit, squirrel.
exactly.
You.
A squirrel and a crab coming at you.
So they are. There we go, and that'll bring up, I believe, then Theo.
So, this tent here, is it still like smoldering? Is it getting worse?
Not enough time has necessarily passed to tell if it's gotten worse yet. You would see a little bit of smoke kind of coming up.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go over there and take care of them. I don't want the dock burning down around us.
Okay. So how are you taking care of this?
He has to pee.
I didn't know if are you like
yeah, there we go.
dropping the drawers and peeing on it in the middle of combat, or things I do
I
for
mean,
Simon.
is there like a blanket or something around here I can try and snuff it out with?
That man is ice cold. Pee in the
Make
middle of
me a
combat.
luck roll.
Jeff peeks out the tent long enough to see Theodore
shit.
drop trow.
You will find the closest thing you find is a bottle of a clear liquid.
Yeah. I'm not trusting that.
It's perfectly
gin.
safe. I don't know what you're talking about.
A little bit of moonshine.
It's my thought.
Save,
Alright.
save that for Jack later.
So you didn't find a blanket. Are you gonna do anything else, or
I think I might grab that bottle of clear liquid and stuff it in my pack for later.
all right?
Then,
Robbing the place.
well,
Your
if it
mind
is
defy
what I
you?
think it is, I don't want it near the fire. I suppose I'll back up after that.
All right. That'll bring up Declan. You just had a gun shot from behind you. It clipped the three animals.
My ear is currently ringing
Yeah.
very loudly. I think they might be. I think they might be guinea pigs. And I'll fire 3 shots. We'll do two at the first and 1 at the second.
Okay.
Yeah. So one.
Your first
2
two
hits
hit.
and a miss.
Okay. And so as you shoot and you hit, now where did the 2 that hit go? To the
I was
first one, or-
firing 2 at the first and 1 at the second, so I assume the
Okay.
first 2 shots landed on the first guy.
All right. So as you hit, the creature is going to take quite a bit of damage. It looks like we got, what, 12? Yeah,
Plus
12.
my 2.
And it will go down.
So when I'm done firing, I'm going to push past Simon to fall back here so that I can reload on my next round.
As you come back, you will see this small little spot on the tent, kind of smoke rising a little bit as something is caught on fire there.
I told them that a bonfire on a wooden dock was a bad idea.
And they didn't start it. Oh. So,
And
All right.
at this point, Jeff is gathering people and coming out of the tent with his family and a bunch of other random people, right?
yeah, he's going to kind of pop out and tell the others he'll move over here with his family and try to start getting the others out. So they are there and the creatures are up and they're going to start closing in. We'll see if some of them get to anyone this round. And as this one gets closer to you, Jack, you see that it is not interested in the fish at your feet.
That's a damn shame.
This one doesn't quite get to you, Simon. It's going to get close. However, Simon, behind you, you are going to see that creature, or the creature on the dock farther that was down. It gets back up, and it is moving again. And this is not the one that Declan shot that you saw. This is one that was laying farther back, but it gets back up and it is now moving again. And so that is going to bring up the next round, and that brings up Jack. You are up first. You have a creature bearing down on you.
How dry is the wood on this bonfire next to me? It's not lit, but how dry is it?
This one looks pretty dry. I mean, you would probably see that there's more like ashes in here, but it hasn't been burned for quite some time.
But there's wood in here I could burn, or I could light on fire.
Sure, I'll let you.
I'm going to grab a piece of wood out of there, or, I mean, whatever, and I'm going to attempt to, I'm going to use my, I got a book of matches, just, because of my cigarettes. I'm just going to strike the entire book and try and light this log on fire.
I'll let you do it. You light it.
Well, I'm going to assume that was my action, so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, and actually, so I'm going to have you actually go back. Because you didn't use your gun, it would put your initiative lower.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
So that would bring up then
Yeah, that's a
Simon.
good point.
I will release my 3 bullets into this creature that is moving closest to me.
Okay.
So just almost point blank firing into this creature. That is going to be 3 successes at 73, 77, and 69. Damage is 4, 3, and 8.
Yeah. You unload on this thing and it goes down.
Yeah, as it drops, I'm going to move backwards and start moving up the dock towards Theodore. They're getting back up. The bullets aren't killing them. Let's make our way back to the car. Most of these creatures shouldn't even be able to swim. I don't think we're going to kill them.
Okay. And that will bring up Theo.
Okay. So this one to my left, this is the first time Theo's physically seeing these things.
Mm-hmm.
So could I roll in occult to see what's going on
Sure.
with what they are?
Okay. You have a success with 86. Unfortunately, this is nothing like you have ever seen as far as with magic or any type of... Well, let me take it back. You have heard of creatures or things that are, I would say, mythical in nature, but they're not related to magic. You've even heard of these almost like strange, they're possibly like giant insect-like creatures that live in some of the mountainous regions that it's rumored that they are like not from this planet. So there are things like that that are not magical. As far as a magical explanation, there's nothing there. But when you look at this, you kind of see that, again, it looks like something is trying to take over these creatures or in control of them, that they used to be something, but it doesn't match anything like you've ever seen as far as magic.
I'll go ahead and take 3 shots at this one to my left.
Okay.
It's 1 success with a 44. Or 7 damage.
Okay. You hit it, and it kind of stumbles a little bit, but it is still up on its feet, and you move up, and
I'll start moving towards the dock entrance.
Okay. So, that is going to bring up Declan.
I'm reloading at this point because my gun is empty. So I think that takes my action to do.
Yes.
The guy has taken his family out of the tent closest to me, correct?
Right. He's trying to get the other families out.
And they're moving towards that end?
Well, they're just trying to get out. Like, the other people are still in their tents.
Right.
So he's trying to gather them.
I'm moving to stand in front of him and his family as I'm reloading.
Okay. And okay, I think that is everyone. So now the creatures are going to move.
Am I still where I'm at?
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't go, did you? Yeah,
No.
so you did the fire thing. Is that what you're still doing?
Yep.
Okay, then you can move where you want to.
I mean, that, unfortunately, right there would be about all my movement, so...
I think you can get a little farther. So, are you planning on using the thing that's on fire as like a weapon to hit things?
Yeah, if need be.
I mean, I
That
didn't know,
wasn't
like,
my initial...
what's your plan with it? Let me ask. Are you, like, waving it around to try to hold them off to...
To see if it has any effect on them, yeah.
Okay.
Since they're...
All right.
Would appear to be mostly made of water and seaweed.
Okay. All right. This one's going to round here, and it's going to be on you, Theo, and another one's going to come up and be on you. This one's going to make it... It's not moving. Here. Jack, this one will make it up to you.
That's the one that I dropped and killed, Todd. You just didn't.
Oh, it is. You're right. Thank you. This one will run up and get up to you. And then this one back here will come back back up on its feet and move up to here. All right. So the first one comes up. We'll start with Theo, and it is going to attack at you. And it reaches out its jaw, and you don't have to dodge. You're able to kind of move to the side, and it misses you. The second one on your other side then comes and tries to bite at you as well. And this one too will miss as it's snapping its jaws. And then Jack, as you are waving the fire around, it does try to attack at you, but it is struggling to try to stay away from the fire, and it attack misses you. And you're kind of keeping it at bay at this point. Also, during this turn behind you, the tent that is on fire, or at least it has grown. It is starting to that side of the tent there is grown a little bit bigger. It's still on the tent. There's just a small section of it catching fire, but it is starting to spread. And so there is a bit of a fire next to you, Declan, as it's starting to spread there. Which will then bring up, I think it's going to be Simon up first.
Well, I'm not using my gun, so I don't know that it will be.
Oh,
because my gun's empty.
Got you. Are you reloading, or are you trying something or doing something else?
I'm doing something else.
Okay, so then that would probably bring up Theo if your gun.
So I got some rounds.
Okay.
Am I at disadvantage if I shoot these guys in front of me?
Yes. Essentially, you would need to add a -1 to your roll. So if you do the multi-shot, I think it'd have to be a -2.
This bonfire right behind them there, that's out, right?
Yeah, it's out.
I'm going to try and back up.
Okay. They get to attack at you. They missed, and so you back up.
So can I put 3 rounds in the one directly in front of me?
Sure.
Actually, I'm only going to do 2 rounds.
Okay.
I think that's a miss. Yeah, it's 2 misses.
So 74 and an 88 with a miss. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right. That's going to then, I think, bring up Declan, who has reloaded his gun.
So, at this point, I'm just trying to make sure, like, who do I actually have? Which creatures do I have sight on? Is it possible for me to get a clean shot? Like, if I'm moving up...
I'm going to let you have a shot, yeah.
Like, up here, can I fire at any that are restricted from that vantage?
No, you can shoot at, I think, pretty much all of them that I think you'd be able to see.
So since Jack has gotten between Jeff and the rest of the people and the monsters that are coming in, I'll move up behind Jack so that I can give him a little bit more support and not risk shooting him in the back of the head.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and fire 2 shots at the one in front of Jack, and then I'll fire another one to the south of Jack.
Okay.
So, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Just terrible. 99, 88, 98. 3
Oh
misses.
my goodness.
Jesus.
Just
So-
absolutely horrible. Well, it
Yeah.
didn't matter that I split up my shots and all that other stuff because I missed everything. I'll take a 5-foot step back.
It's all the smoke from the fire.
Yeah. Thanks for that. All right, that's me.
Hey, he set the tent on fire, not me.
No, yeah, I know.
So
That's what I'm blaming it on.
All right, so that puts up Declan, and then let's see here. That brings up Jack?
Yeah. So I got these things on me. Did they, when he attacked, did they appear to? Are they having any visible adverse effects to the fire?
Yeah, it does seem like it's kind of more cautious. Like it's trying to strike at you, but it's more cautious and seems to be not wanting to be hit by the fire.
I'm gonna light both tents next to me on fire.
Oh. Okay.
Good thing Jeff got his family out.
Yeah. So since you're hitting it with an actual flame, the fire will start a little larger. It wasn't just an ember that fell to the base. So these tents will engulf in flames and start to burn pretty good.
What is the one next to me specifically? Does it stay there? Does it stay put? Is it?
You'll have to wait for its turn. I mean,
Okay. I assume that's my action, correct?
yes, lighting the tents on fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jack's just gonna stay here and try and defend himself a little bit.
Okay. All right. So have that, and so the fire is. Let me
Mostly try and give everybody a little bit more time to back up before he does the next stupid idea.
Simon.
Okay, well, my plan was to honestly come around here, pick this creature up, bring it back, and throw it into the tent that's on fire. I just want to grab it and just toss it into the fire.
All right. You're going to make me then a brawl to
Okay.
grab a hold of it.
Come on!
Nice.
All right. let's see.
Success!
Oh my god.
It is a
Wow.
success.
24.
And against, it's going to try to resist you. It does not. And you are able to throw it into the tent that is on fire. So you just turn around and you chuck it in there.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Wrong thing.
I
No,
love
sorry,
that you
I'm-
can succeed on like against a 25, and I can't succeed against a 73, given 3 options or 3 opportunities.
That's as hotsy-totsy as a Jane drinking a cup of Joe.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do with that
Translate
information, Joshua?
Eggs in your coffee.
So, all right. I think that is everyone's had. No, Theo, do you need to? No, you went. Everyone's gone, correct?
That was the
Right.
last one.
I think so.
Jeff is going to finish getting people out of the tent, and he's going to kind of look around like, where do we go?
Away?
You're the
Back
one
in the-
who got out of your tent.
Well,
Back in the
They
fucking
did.
tent!
Well, now the
it's
tent's on fire.
You guys are setting the tents on fire around them.
Apparently, because I'm fighting off a trash panda with, a tent.
So they're going to kind of stand there in disarray. Not sure what to do. And the creatures are going to... It's their move turn.
As the new creatures enter the battlefield, we realize that 2 of them are hamsters in trench coats.
Yep.
Another one is a catfish that grew legs.
The Call of Cthulhu is supposed to be. You step outdoors and go, what the fuck even is this?
This one's going to run. So you are going to see that those that are by the tents on fire are going to divert away from them. And let's see if this
All
one-
we have to do is burn down the docks.
Burn
No,
down
it's like
their home.
we're staying in the center of the docks and starting a fire from the middle and go outwards with nowhere to fucking go.
This one's actually going to move away. So those all have moved away from you, Jack. Theo, these two are coming towards you. And then this one is going to take damage, and it's going to move, and it is going to just start running away.
It took damage from the fire.
Yeah,
Is it
because
on
it
fire?
fell apart. Yeah, it'll be. I don't know that it's on fire, but it's burned bad.
I
or
just
got
had this
burned.
image of a raccoon running down the dock on fire. That's why I asked.
Unfortunately, this creature comes up as people are coming out, and it is going to attack one of the people that came out of the tent. But apparently, it can't frickin' hit. So it does not get a hold of them, but you hear people start screaming from the other end of the group of people. And then we have Theo. Your first attack coming at you. Oh, this one, it's about ready to. You have a chance if you want to take a reaction to dodge. And you failed with a 51. And so this creature will come at you, and its jaw will just catch you on the arm and bite you. You will take 1 damage. However, after it bites you, you feel this burning sensation on your arm.
Would my first aid be able to tell me what's going on with that burning sensation? Or am I going to wait till my turn to actually
You need to wait for your
investigate?
turn.
Okay.
It's gonorrhea, Greg.
That's exactly what
And
I
the
was.
arm? That's
Yes.
so weird.
It's hamster gonorrhea.
Dude,
the worst
stuff's
kind.
weird in the South. I don't know what to tell you.
And then the other one tries to bite you. And it misses. So the tent where the first fire is basically completely engulfed. The other tents are going to be, the fire is going to have spread to consume at least about half of the tent.
The one where Jeff and his family is now.
Yeah,
To
it'll
my
have
left.
it'll have the eastern half of the tent consumed, and the one that's on the north of you that you set on fire will have kind of the southern half on fire or completely engulfed.
Okay.
So, but I don't know if you're pulling out a gun or are you going to do something else?
Yeah, I'm not pulling out a gun.
All right. So that will bring up. Well, then your initiative will go lower.
Oh yeah, okay.
That I think brings up Theo.
I'm not using my gun this round.
Okay. So then that will bring up Declan.
Okay, so my question is how is it possible for me to fight through the crowd of a dozen people that are exiting their tents to try and get on the other side of them? And if so, or can I get close enough to get a clear shot? Like, well, what I want to put myself between the crowd of civilians.
So
and
you can
the
make-
monster.
You can make a strength roll if you would like.
Oh, that's not good.
You could make you could yell a command and either try to persuade or intimidate them to move like one direction or the other.
Oh, that's a good call. That went well the first time.
Yeah, no. Could
Maybe.
I try and convince them to crowd surf me to the other end?
I mean,
Because they-
that's
Swan
persuasion.
dive, and hero roll.
I am
Yeah, do that.
61 years old.
I mean, I think we have a jumping. Yeah, you could make a jumping roll and then dexterity. See if you can do that swan dive or front flip over.
My
Onto them.
best option of all of these is just to try and physically force my way through the crowd. But I guess my question is, like, I don't know if this is going to count as as a gun initiative, depending on if I can't get through to fire my weapon. You know what I mean?
I think it would. What it's going to be is that you're able to do this because the gun allows you just to respond quicker.
Okay.
And so you're able to try to, but if you just don't get close enough, then either you don't get a shot off, or I guess you try to shoot through the crowd.
That sounds like it'll go well with the way that my last round of shooting went. Alright, so I'm using a strength roll to try and fight my way through, I guess.
All right. And I guess if you want to, I think you are able to push that, or
Sure.
You should push
Ben
that,
Luck.
yeah.
I don't... Push.
Hey! So at first you kind of run up and you bump into kind of like Jeff, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And you just got to give them this look, and he steps aside and you push through everyone, and I'm gonna say you can get up to. No, it's still not loaded. You can probably get up to here, and you're able to see the creature to take a shot or shoot.
Okay. I will... Are there people between me and the creature?
I would say they are, but they've kind of they're pushing back away from it and kind of even maybe going back towards inside the tent to get away from it. So you
sure
can
that's
see
a
it.
good
You're not
idea.
gonna.
I'll fire my shots at the creature.
Go in the tent. Don't
Come
go
on.
in the tent. I can tell you.
Fantastic. So I got one shot, one miss, one hit, and then my gun malfunction.
Oh.
I am the unluckiest SOB. And then I did 4 damage to it, and
All right,
my gun doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, you did 4 damage, and so it kind of wiggles a little to the side, but it is still up on its feet and ready to come after you. So that's going to then bring up Jack.
Oh, man.
You're sitting here with a torch. You've got 2 tents beside you, about halfway engulfed in flames. There's a tent behind you that's completely in flames.
I'm going to light the unlit bonfire or whatever
Over here.
next in front of me. Yeah, I'm going to light that.
Okay.
How much log do I have? I assume this thing's not burning too terribly quick.
No. So Jack, the fire starter.
It works, man.
Yeah, I mean, you get a fire going there.
And then I am going to move to my back left until Jeff and these 11 idiots, excuse me, Jeff makes 12, to back up and start heading down the aisle.
Okay.
I guess I'm like right here because that tent's on fire.
Okay. So you back there, and all right. So you've got kind of almost like a firewall built here, and
Good idea.
that's going to bring up, I think, then Simon, who's reloading.
Yeah, I'm reloading my gun.
Okay. Are you wanting to move or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Simon's going to stay there, and then that will bring up Theo.
Which economy does it take to pull something out of my bag or my pocket?
What are you trying to pull out?
So I want to grab that bottle of clear liquid and
Okay.
my matches.
I'll let you pull it out, and
All right. So my plan is to just kind of hit this bonfire next to me with this liquid and then try and light it.
I thought you were going to try and immolate yourself, so this is a much better plan.
okay. So
Human
you're-
wall of fire.
You're pulling the. Say that again. What you're doing?
So I'm pouring the liquid on this bonfire here, and I'm going to try and light it with my matches.
Man, I hope it's actually water.
Yeah,
You know,
right? That's what
It
I'm
would have
thinking.
been hilarious, I thought, if you would have put it in your mouth and be like, blown fire. But all right, you started a bonfire here, and it does light. It is quite flammable, and so there is now a fire raging here.
You actually got moonshine?
Not anymore.
All right, so that goes there. Jeff is going to urge people to start moving this way towards the center to try to get them away from. So some of them are going to try to crowd past you. Let's see.
I mean, for my part, I'll try and let them through.
All right, and the people all get kind of past you, and they're going to start gathering close to Jeff to look for which way to go. Very leery that they're standing next to a bunch of burning things. One of them will probably make an aside that maybe having the bonfires on the dock was not the best idea, but it always worked in the past. All right, this creature will move up on you, Declan. This creature has been running away, so it's actually, you're going to see this creature, and it just plunges into the water. These creatures are going to, some of them are going to gather here. This one will potentially get burned by you setting the fire there. And the fire hits it, and it is going to jump down, and it starts running away. This one will stay, and this one will kind of move up, but they're going to kind of hold back on their distance. So right now it looks like all of them have moved, and we have 2 attacks. One is coming at Declan. The creature comes, and it's going to try to bite low on you, and it looks like it's coming in. Are you going to attempt to dodge, or?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't expect anything out of it.
You kind of move your leg a little late, and it clamps into your leg, biting, and
I have gerbil syphilis.
Yeah, you've taken 2 hits.
About the rabies.
And so, Declan, you're going to feel a burning on your leg, a burning sensation.
Yep.
So, and Theo, another attack is coming towards you. And this one will miss. The fire over here has, again, it has now spread to the tent next to it. The supplies on the side have become engulfed. It doesn't appear the dock has caught fire yet, but it's spreading through the tents. And so now the tent here and the tent next to it is about halfway engulfed. And it's getting bigger. On the other fires, you will see that the tent where where Jeff and his family were is completely engulfed, and the tent that is to the kind of east over there has been engulfed as well.
Todd, can you tell us a little bit, like, how are these tents fastened down? Are they just kind of like tied loosely? And are they like what are they made out of?
I would say they're made out of some type of like cloth.
Okay.
Canvas.
Tents were made, yeah. And they would have been probably, I don't know, have like I would imagine like some type of wood poles or something in them to hold them up, and they're built into them. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that I'll be shooting this round either.
Okay. All right. That will come then to Theo. Are you shooting?
No, I'm not shooting this round.
Okay. Declan, are you shooting?
My gun's jammed, so no.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, you'll need to. Okay, so that'll bring up Jack.
I'm gonna go help Declan.
All right.
I'm gonna run down here. How close can I get to Declan? Can I get to him?
So you can get to him.
I'm gonna cast protection on Declan.
Oh my.
That is a success with a 39.
You cast this, and it does not appear to have an effect on this creature.
Shit.
Well, he has protection on him anyway.
I needed protection before I got the STD, Jack.
Yep. Yep.
That's how it works. It doesn't work after the fact.
I don't know why I rolled a sanity roll. I meant to do a D3.
All right, so then that is going to bring up Simon.
Okay, so the tent that I have set on fire,
Mhm.
how much of that is remaining? Like, is there anything to actually grab a hold of that's not flammable? I'll tell you my plan. You can tell me if this is possible. What I want to do is I want to grab this big flaming canvas and I want to rip it up off the ground, take a 10-foot over, yell at Theodore to get down, and I'm going to Matador this shit, and I'm going to throw it out so it covers the 4 creatures in front of him, including the other thing that's now on fire, so the whole thing will fall over the top of them and then just burn.
It sounds like a lot of people are going to have 2nd and 3rd degree burns by the time they're done. This is amazing.
I
I'm going to die.
Down, Theodore, as a flaming canvas falls over you.
Oh shit!
This is my plan.
This is like a multiple thing here. So,
Yeah, it might take a couple of rounds to do it, not just one.
Well, I guess first, make me a spot hidden.
Right. Spot hidden, rolling for a success of 30. That's
All
a
right.
strong success, or whatever it's called.
Yes, a hard success. You're going to see that part of one of the rods, whatever that is, still attached to the curtain. Like it's on fire. It's burning, but it's not completely engulfed. It looks like you could grab it and try to swing. So I'm going to make you grab it, or you can grab it. I feel like you're going to make a dex and a constitution roll for this.
My
Constitution is
Oh, go ahead.
the constitution is that since you're grabbing something that potentially is hot, that you're able to keep a hold of it, and the dexterity is just how well you're going to move. So
Okay. I'm going to succeed with the dex with a 48. I rolled a failure, a 78 with the con, but I'd like to push it.
Okay.
And pushing that
Nice.
skill gives me a success of a 20.
A hard success.
Success.
So you reach down and you grab it, and at first you notice that it's really hot on that spot, and you're able to reposition your hand so you don't suffer a burn. And you grab a hold of this. You lift it up, and you come twirling over. I need, and I
Like
imagine
a
you're
flag
yelling.
girl. It's not a Matador situation.
No, yeah, this is Flag Girl.
I imagine that Theo, you're yelling at Theo to get down. So, Theo, make me a listen
Oh, listen.
roll if you hear this.
Oh God,
No butlers were harmed in the making of this episode.
that is a
That's a
fail.
lie.
You got luck.
One butler was harmed.
You got luck. You gonna push that? It's a failure of 76 out of 67.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's use 9 luck to pass it.
All right. So it's so Theo's sitting there. He kind of hears something, and as he does, he kind of ducks down like he thinks something's going to hit him from behind, and it's out of luck that as he comes down, this flaming curtain flies over him,
The hell?
and it is going to engulf the 3 creatures right here in front of you. And as it hits them, it's going to do damage. Let's see. So one of them takes 3 damage, another one takes 1, and the other one takes 5. And we now have a small, it's not necessarily a fire completely, but we do have a burning part of a tent now.
What's most important is they're now trapped underneath this burning tent.
Yes, it has fallen on them. Although I imagine the strength of the tent has been weakened because of the flames. But no, it falls there, and Theo does not get any burn damage. And so, yes, you now have a fire there, and these creatures are trapped underneath. And there you go. That is going to bring up, I believe, Theo.
I'm going to take a step back. And can I grab a burning log from the bonfire next to me?
Make me a spot hidden.
Failure of 70.
All right, so yep, you don't see anything. There's nothing like really in reach. I would say that you do see some that you could grab, but there's going to be some risk that you might get burned or.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So I'll take a step back, look at Simon, say that was pretty quick thinking. Where are the others?
And you will also, as you're looking around, you would see Jeff with a group of people huddled up, and they're kind of glancing around.
And there's
Which
fire
way to go?
everywhere.
Yeah.
I think if I have any reaction to him, I'll just motion down the open way.
Okay.
Like leaving.
Yep. Oh, you're pointing to the guy in the middle of the...
Well, even if Theodore's like saying where are the others, like I'm just gonna be like, we need to go left. Like we need to head off down this direction where that thing had jumped into the water to get away. Like that's the way to go because I know the others are down there somewhere. I just don't know where.
Okay.
So can I try and sidestep by Simon to get over here?
Yeah.
And then I will yell at Jeff and his companions to move down that way to the left of Simon.
So are you gesturing them to come up and move over, or to go left from where they're at?
Come up and move over, because I
Okay.
can see that way is clear
All right.
at the moment. Because my
Okay.
shadow is still sitting over there as well.
Yeah. So, all right. That would then bring up Declan.
Okay, so I would just like to try and kick this thing. Not
Alright.
necessarily to do damage, but more along the lines of like, I want to launch it off the dock into the water.
Declan's just out of options.
Make me a brawl.
Yes, sir.
Give me a punt skill.
And it's up.
Brawling.
And it is...
Joshua, what is it like to have the cheat codes to life? to just always succeed on ridiculous shit that you do. Like you succeeded so hard that you even overcame Greg's terrible luck. My leg just fell off with a failure of 99.
Yeah.
I've rolled 99, 98, 88,
I feel you, John. I do.
99, 100, and another 99.
I just like that you couldn't push through the people. Your gun jammed. You got bit, and then you kick yourself.
Does the protection spell
And the
protect him from against
Yeah,
himself?
and I got a protection spell that did nothing for
So-
me.
What ends up happening is... I feel like you were kind of disoriented when this green light appeared around you, and so it kind of threw you off.
I didn't know it was
And
green.
It was right after I got
your
bit.
protection, I've said it's like a green light,
Well, I just got bit by a green creature,
right?
and then this
And-
light immediately came around
Yeah.
me, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm going to heaven."
And so,
You're like, it's Satan.
so you actually, I'm going to say you kick, but you're kind of off balance, and you more kick the tent, which happened to have like a chest right about where the fabric is, and so you kick into this chest, and it kind of hurts your foot. None of this
And then I
causes
get
damage,
tangled
but-
in the tent, and I fall into it, and I get wrapped up in it, and I strangle myself on one of the cords and die.
And then
I'll
it lights
make
on fire.
I'll make the rolls. I know it'll happen.
I'm not gonna go that far. I feel like you kick and maybe stumble backwards, almost like in a trust fall. And Jack is there because he moved up to be there for you, and he kind of pushes you back up on your feet.
It pushes
But,
me back into the creature. Fantastic.
Yeah. Get back in there.
Oh god, my face hurts from laughing.
So, all right, that's going to bring up the creatures.
It'll work out at some point. I
Oh no,
promise.
actually, we're gonna have Jeff.
My name's Jeff. Sorry.
He's gonna lead the people up this way, and I guess around while the blazing inferno is over here. And
Can
probably
we tell
get
them to
the
grab some fire as they pass by?
Are you telling them that?
Yeah. Like if they're receptive to it.
Take a little fire with you when you go. Come on,
You know,
it's
Greg,
free.
roll me some luck.
You spent my luck. Damn it.
So,
No.
all
Comes
right,
out
now
wrong.
roll
They're all
roll
too
me
stupid to
a
grab wood.
D10.
Could have been worse.
It was almost a 6.
All right, so they don't either they don't see anything to grab or they're not interested, and
They're not
One-
interested in protecting
one
their own
of
lives.
the little kids tries to reach into the fire, trying to listen to you, and the mom slaps the hand away and like, "What are you thinking?" and pushes the kid ahead, and so they're moving this way, and
They're all gonna die.
These people are determined to die. That's what I've
Yeah.
decided.
I mean
They do not want to survive.
they were surviving until you guys came and made so much noise. All right.
Oh, now it's our fault.
Yeah. So the let's see here. We've got creatures to move and fires to spread. So these creatures are coming here.
You said that fire to the north of me is spreading down that tent line, though, right?
Yes. So it's started onto the second tent. It'll spread to probably engulf the whole second tent.
So
gotta
I
remember all
won't.
the
I
fires,
won't
or-
die from being strangled by a tent. I'm gonna die because I fall into a flaming one and can't find my way out.
You'll suffocate.
Yeah.
You won't be able to burn to death. You'll just suffocate.
Alright, those are going there. These guys are trapped under the tent. That's right. So this one's going to run this way.
Greg, I feel like the debate for which of us has the worst luck is very much still up in the air.
Honestly, it's a coin toss between the two of us, and
I
it
know.
usually lands on its side.
Yes. No, that's correct.
Those two are going to run up on you there, Theo. Those all have
Or
moved.
it's a coin flip, but we can't find the coin.
Yeah. It rolled under the
let's
table.
see
We flip
if
it, and it's like, where'd it go?
any of these three are able to break out. And we have the first and the second one break out, but they still will take damage. And the third one does not break out.
Ooh, it's more.
So, this one does quite a bit of damage to them. And as they pull out, they are engulfed in flames, and you will see them sprint off away. They're not engulfed in flames, but they have severe burns. And the one is still fighting to try to get out. Theo, there is one on you, and it's going to attack. And this one will be about to hit you. Are you going to attempt to dodge? And a 62
Can't make it
as
dodge
a
for
failure.
shit.
And this one is going to then bite you again. And this will get you in the leg, and you will take 3 damage. And
Oh.
with that, you will feel this burning sensation now in your leg. That will then bring up the one by Declan, and it will make a bite at you.
Okay.
And it will appear to be about to succeed. And you fail your dodge
Yeah.
with a 62.
Mm-hmm.
And you will take 3 damage.
Which one of us are going to die first, John?
I don't know.
And again, it bites you. It'll say we got you in the same leg, just in a different spot, and you're going to feel this burning sensation again.
Lovely.
There, that would bring us to the top of the round. And so, let's see. Does anyone have their gun out?
I do.
Okay.
I have my jammed gun in my hand.
Oh, because you tried to kick it. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Simon.
So I am going to be firing multiple shots now at these ones right by Theo and I. I'm going to put 2 bullets into the one up front and a 3rd bullet into the one in the back. That will be 3 successes. Damage will be 6, 2, 3.
All right.
So 8 on the front one. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there's 8 on the first one and 3 on the second one.
Yep. And that one in the front will drop down.
I'll whisper in
And-
Theodore's ear. Throw it in the fire.
On it.
So that was yours, and so then Theo, you're going to do an action of throwing it in the fire? Is that what you're doing?
I'll take the time to throw it in the fire.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you. I'm just trying to make sure initiative wise. So then that brings up Jack. The fires around you have spread. They are getting pretty. The one to the northeast spread. It is on to the 3rd tent now, starting
This
to
thing-
burn on that
is this
3rd
thing
tent.
like showing any apprehension to that? Like the others backed off. Is this one not?
When it comes to its turn, you'll have to find out. The fire to the south of you has moved on to its 2nd tent, and the fires are raging or are just spreading. Theo, you and Simon will see that the tent that is kind of on the west side of you, that's northwest, is the corner is kind of caught on fire, and the tent that is to the north, or not northwest, the southwest, northeast has caught on the corner. It's starting to burn as well. So I forgot to mention that where the fires had spread. And that, I think, brings up Jack. I will say, as the fire has burned through the first 2 tents on the row, kind of the north of you, they have like collapsed. So they're not really blocking your view.
Right. I'm gonna see if I can smack this thing with that log I'm holding. I'm gonna try and move Declan out of the way and smack this thing, try and get it off away from him, so we can get the hell out of here.
You can either make me a strength or a dex. You're either going to try to push Declan aside a little bit to swing over and hit it, or okay, you did dexterity. So you finesse
Success with a 50.
with a success of 50. You finesse around him, and you may make a brawl.
Is it brawl or
or-
sword
Um,
or axe? It doesn't matter. They're all awful for me, so I'll just do brawl. It's a 54.
so you miss.
Yep.
All right,
I do.
and that's going to bring up Theo.
All right. So it takes my full action to kind of shove this thing into
Yeah.
the fire. Could I possibly swap the guns in my hand, or is that too much economy after moving this thing?
I'm okay with that. Like, you swap it. I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything else this round.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you're
fine.
moving.
I just want to put my empty gun up and grab my loaded one.
Mhm. And then that will bring up, I think, Declan.
Going for round 2 with another kick.
All right.
Try and get rid of this thing. 80.
Oh my god.
Failure.
Wow. So yeah.
Man.
I mean, you kind of connect with it, but it doesn't really move. It kind of slips off your foot, and it's still there. So
Okay.
that's going to bring up Jeff and them, and they're going to get to here. They're going to see the creatures there, and They're going to kind of look back like, not sure what to do.
I'm trying so hard to help these people.
I know.
Well, they're not sure if they want to run ahead, or I mean, like they're at one point you told them to stay in their tents. Now their tents are all on fire, and
Well, the goal was to deal with this creature to block off the rest of them coming up so that I could give them a free shot out, but I have been tangling with the same one for 3 rounds.
So, all right, the creatures are going to move, and they will see these two just jump off into the water. So they are gone.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this is going very well.
It hasn't really reached this side yet. It's on this side of the tent, so these two are heading towards the people. This one's going to try to attack Jeff, because he's the one kind of leading people.
Is that tent not on fire there, though, next to Jeff and them?
It's like the side closest to you guys is on fire, but it hasn't spread the other.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff is going to be hit, and you will just kind of hear this, and you hear a splash as the creature just latches on and is able to pull him into the water. You'll hear splashing and all of that.
Jeff's just got taken out by a trash panda, guys.
Immediately.
Like,
He didn't even try and dodge.
No, like
Look.
nothing.
look,
He just went,
Jeff,
Like,
Again, these people are determined to die.
I know.
So Jeff is dead. It looks like
Dead already?
or not dead. He's gone. All right, he's in the water.
He's
Splashing
dead.
around.
Jeff is no longer with us.
He got bit. He
Please
got
leave a
bit
message.
into Jeff's heel and fell in the water.
His
and
wife
died.
is gonna be like, trying to like, I don't know what to do, and yeah. So they're over there.
Throw your
And-
daughter in after him.
They have 2 sons, but
Yeah, he had 2 strong sons. Send them in after him.
they were trying to save their kids. Jeez. All right. So
Not in the 20s,
looks like
they're not.
Theo.
In the
These were
20s,
very supportive.
They did not care about children in the 20s. That's just how it was.
Oh. Theo, you do not get bit. It tries to bite you, but apparently it's distracted by the fire.
Okay, cool.
So, all right, we're going to start at the top of the round. Simon, you've got your gun out.
It was distracted by the Jeff squeal.
I think I'm just going to take care of Theodore here and fire 3 more shots into this thing in front of him with my last 3 shots of my gun.
Okay.
So he can throw it into the fire, and then I'm going to start walking down the aisle here afterwards. And that looks like it's going to be 3 successes, 39, 31, and 64. Oh my god, I just murdered this thing. 7 and a 2 and a 4.
And it
I feel
is
bad
going
for it after
to
that.
Go down.
Yeah, so I'll then just walk this direction
Okay.
a little ways afterwards. Throw it in the fire, Theodore.
All right. Let's see. Anyone else have their gun out? All right. So then it'll go to Jack.
Okay. Now that this thing is not attacking Declan, I'm going to move around Declan
Okay.
and head towards it. About right there. I'm going to light this other tent next to me, directly to my south on fire.
All right.
And get these damn things away from us.
God damn it, Jack.
And then I'm going to... Yeah, that's my plan.
Are we having trouble breathing at this point?
Now we're outside. It's fine.
You might be. You're like 80, right?
Yeah, you might be,
So-
I guess. It's true.
Theo, you're going to grab this thing and throw it in the fire?
Yeah.
Sorry for
Alright.
stealing your turn every round here, Theo.
It
You
works.
throw it in the fire, and are you staying there or moving?
I'll move back here.
Okay.
I'm so close to the fire.
Not the badger.
and that brings up Declan.
I will be unjamming and reloading my gun. Can I do both
Perfect.
of those things?
Yep.
That's
All right.
my turn.
And that's going to bring up Jeff's wife. We'll call her Mary. And she's going to just run to the north here.
Bye, Jeff.
Doesn't
I
even
love
try.
it.
I really
love her
thought she
time
was going to
together.
dive in after him.
No,
No.
they don't care.
Look, I can't make these people... you guys aren't happy with these people no matter what they do. I tell
No,
ya.
no, we're not.
Yeah. So,
Shouldn't be here.
They could have tried defending themselves.
Nah.
as the fire is spreading, you're actually going... This creature has nowhere to go because both these tents are engulfed in flames and it just jumps into water. And you'll see like I imagine, Jack, you could probably see this, a hand of Jack, and it jumps in the water, swims over, grabs a hold of him, and Jack's gone.
No.
Or not Jack, Jeff's gone.
You say Jack, what?
You're dead.
What did he
You're
get
dead.
grabbed?
You're dead, Jack.
Man.
Never let
So-
go, Jack.
You know. So it's off in the water, and you'll probably hear some other splashes around, and the fire has engulfed much of the dock, and there you go. It'll be Simon. I think you're up because you have your gun out.
It's empty, so I'm going to be reloading
Okay.
and just moving
All right.
forward this round.
I think that brings in Declan. You had your gun out.
Yeah.
All right. Are you at this point? You don't really see anything.
I mean, I would be moving forward here
Okay.
to see if there's anything. So
When you see here, you'll see some of these creatures that are running away and then just jumping off into the water. It looks like they are retreating or whatever, but they are jumping into the water.
Okay, so once that's clear, I'll go ahead and motion for Jack to come around the corner so that we can leave.
All right. So at this point, I'm going to actually just say we can call it good because you guys will have cleared a path. You scared off those creatures. I imagine you're planning on leaving the dock, or are you wanting to try to put out the fires?
No.
I have
You know,
no
I
part.
like it here. I'm going to stay here.
I had no part in starting these fires.
I think it's time to just go make our way back to our car and drive up to the resort.
All right. So
I mean-
yeah, you'll get back. You'll get to your car. The families will be kind of looking at you, kind of like.
We
Yeah,
take
Mary
them
would be like,
back to our car.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to follow your direction.
Roads that way. You can't miss it.
Two.
But the nearest town is quite some far away. I mean, we'll probably be attacked or killed.
Who of you has a license?
Fast.
Who has a license? None of you. That's who.
There'll be a guy that raises his hand. I could drive.
There were
You have your license on you?
If you guys want to get in the car, Simon won't object, but Simon will not volunteer the means of our escape to the people. I think Simon is selfish enough he would keep the vehicle.
The vehicle
I think
isn't
I would
enough.
recommend it not
The
give
vehicle
them the
isn't
vehicle.
enough to get all of them out of here.
Well, and they're going to be saying that they want to send the women and children.
Right.
Like, there's probably out of the 11 that are left, there would be the 2 boys and probably 2 more small kids, and saying that one of the mothers or something would drive them out.
The cops are coming along soon.
Yeah, have them walk down the road, have the cops help them.
Well, I was more thinking that we would just wait for the cops to get there and steal their car and then give it to the people.
Oh, we could do that. I'm good with that.
Because the cops are well, no, these aren't the people that the cops brought, right?
No.
No.
What I'm trying to work through is just that are there other cars? The other car that is going to be in town is going to be the car of the Boston PD, And the Boston PD are bad cops, so I don't really care if their car gets stolen because they are kidnapping people and sending them to these places. So yes, Declan is like, yeah, let's steal the cop's car.
Well, here's a question. Was the cop's car bigger than ours?
Ooh, that's a good question. There was only like one model of car. It's 1924.
Yeah,
Fair enough, yeah.
maybe 2.
More than that.
Here's actually my question, Todd, and it has
Okay.
nothing to do with cars. Are there any farms? Like, did we pass any farms along the way?
You would have, yes.
How close are those farms?
A lot of them would have been around one Knott's Haven. There would have been some, just because it's kind of it's sort of like a town, but it's also really spread out, and there would have been farms kind of a little bit around there in that area.
So most farms at that time would have had horses.
Yeah.
Potentially, yes.
So
Go steal horses? You're trying to get them to be horse
no,
thieves?
just go to the farmhouse and Simon can buy a horse from the guy.
The people at the house are probably dead and gone. We can probably just go
What
get
guy?
the horse.
Yeah, there's no one to buy the horses from.
Or the horses.
I also
are
did
those
not
green
see
creatures.
any animals.
Oh, so no horses.
That
Even
would be.
The weird alien gerbils probably ate them.
Yeah, they could steal
That would be
cows and
your-
ride those into town.
I imagine all these houses have bicycles.
they had roller skates.
You know what? If that's
Ice
what-
skates.
helps you guys, they will go looking in town for bicycles.
They can take
And-
the car. It's fine.
No, they
I
will.
say make them walk.
I mean,
Who drove here? Was it Theo?
I did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's up to Jack or Declan because Simon probably bought the car and Theo's the one driving it.
Yeah, I think I would tell them to go find a bicycle and I would just
Alright.
start walking. Get in,
they'll
go,
start.
tell everyone to get in and we
walking.
drive off.
They'll start walking away, and yeah, there you go.
God is so disappointed.
No,
Honestly, I'm surprised there was so much debate with Simon. He's a sociopath.
No, I said I wouldn't give it to him, but I said if you guys decided to, I would acquiesce.
But you didn't.
Well, because you guys said it wasn't your decision.
he's like, all right, I don't have to. All right,
But no,
so
yeah.
they walk off and into the sunset, and yeah,
Literally.
They're going west.
well, okay, towards the
Everybody's
sunrise.
moving west.
And we see a bunch of swamp gerbils jump out on the road and just take them out.
Oh God!
We'll
Damn
see.
swamp gerbils.
You guys load up in your car and I guess start driving away.
Oh, it's a raccoon.
Before we leave, we need to check out whatever these things did when they
All
bit
right.
us.
Yeah, if you want to make a medicine roll or first aid.
Ooh.
It's a success
Yeah, 65 for
for
success.
65.
So Theo, as you start checking the wounds, there is damage to the tissue, but the injury itself almost starts to look like signs, almost like it already looks like it's starting to. It doesn't look right, and that either it's
So-
kind of slimy.
The knowledge you gave me on the creatures earlier
Mhm.
kind of told me that these creatures were infected by something.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there
Weird.
was no bleeding. There was only green ichor coming out. They were grotesque and weird and not magical. So I'm going to assume this is some kind of infection
Yeah, I
that's
would say
going to
that.
turn us into what those were
Um,
of
I
some
mean-
fashion.
Yeah, potentially that. I mean, whether it's a poison or something like that, or I mean, that might be a leap that you go to.
So, do I know what could potentially reverse this?
I don't know that you would have any knowledge of what might reverse it.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that can particularly deal with that, unless my heal spell will do it. But I
Go-
think that's just life.
Pulled Jeff out of the swamp, and you can use his body to fuel your heal spell.
I've still got some mice with us.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if you remembered those.
I got them in my inventory. I've been leaving them in the trunk.
Oh, that's yeah.
What have you been feeding them?
Little scraps. We went by a general store, got some supplies.
We're on a train. They had a dining car.
Mice don't eat much. I suppose I'll attempt the heal spell using a
Okay.
mouse.
So, okay, you healed, and who did you heal?
This is for Declan.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Thank you.
You get 2 health, and does that do anything to the infection?
As you do this, are you kind of watching the infection as you're doing this?
Yeah.
It seems like it starts to change back to normal. Like it's almost like trying to counteract it, but then it comes back to where it was.
That's not good.
Potentially not good.
In what way is it not good?
Well, it's coming back. It's not going
What if-
away.
What if you become Swamp Thing?
Is that good?
I mean, it's not bad.
I think
feel
it's
like it could be bad.
So yeah, at the moment, Theo doesn't have any other options for trying to fix that.
Thank you for joining us for this session. We're going to find out what happens next as our investigators. It sounds like they are heading towards the main resort after setting the dock on fire and letting the people wander off into the wilderness with ravenous green creatures. And they also have
It's not wilderness.
They also have the officers from Boston coming in that they are apparently maybe going to ambush or try to steal their car or whatever they plan to do. But they are heading towards the resort to check it out and figure out what's going on there. So join us next time, and thank you for being here for Dungeon Brew. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.
DungeonBrew.
I'm just saying the fact that we got a rental car in the South in the 1920s is insane because they didn't even
Yes.
start rental cars till the 1960s
Okay,
and 70s in the South. Rental cars only existed in the North in like 11
assumed that
states.
Simon kept buying us new cars.
Yeah, that's what
my
I thought.
assumption.
Simon
That
just
Simon
buying
bought us a
cars.
car.
Like the fact that we got a rental car that we're giving it away is asinine.
No.
Regardless
Why we're
of
giving
whether
a car away is
Simon bought us a
asinine.
car, and we're giving it away.
regardless, the car is owned by Simon. Like he's either renting it or buying it because none of us can afford that.
And either way, it's probably the only car in the South. The roads were made for this car.
Which is why it's insane to me that everyone is like, "Do you have a car? Do you have a car?" It's 1925. There are no these are not that common.
Cars are not common.
No. It's like even for
Poor Todd.
Poor Todd.